Here's something that might shock you. Research from the University of Manchester found that 73% of employees have worked under a boss they'd classify as toxic. But here's what's even more disturbing. Many of these toxic behaviors stem from narcissistic traits that create a predictable pattern of manipulation and control. If you've ever felt like you're walking on eggshells at work, second-guessing every email, or watching someone else take credit for your ideas, this video might save your career.
I'm going to share something that most workplace training programs won't teach you: how to spot and protect yourself from a narcissistic boss. Not just a difficult or demanding boss. I'm talking about someone who thrives on manipulation and control. A 2019 study in the Journal of Business Ethics found that narcissistic leaders are more likely to be promoted, especially in highly competitive environments. They're charismatic, confident, and know how to impress senior management. But here's the catch. Once they're in power, the real damage begins. Employees under narcissistic leadership show 25% higher rates of anxiety, 30% more sick days, 2x the likelihood of quitting within 2 years. Today, we're going beyond generic advice about difficult bosses. You'll learn the psychology, the warning signs, and most importantly, proven strategies to protect yourself. Meet Sarah. She thought she'd landed her dream job at a fast-growing tech startup. First week, her boss, Marcus, was magnetic. "You're exactly the kind of innovative thinker we need on this team," he told her during the onboarding lunch. But by month 3, things started to shift. Marcus would praise her in team meetings. Sarah really drove this project forward. But behind closed doors, he'd lean across the desk and whisper, "Honestly, I expected better. You need to step it up if you want to stay here." He'd ask for her input during brainstorming sessions, only to present her ideas as his own at executive briefings. When Sarah finally confronted him, gaslighting. Classic Darvo: deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. "You're being too sensitive, Sarah. Maybe you're just not a team player." And she started to believe him. Then there's David, a marketing director at a mid-sized agency. His boss had a different style. Quieter, but just as destructive. She'd systematically isolate high-performing employees. At first, David thought it was coincidence, until he noticed the pattern. Key meetings where he used to present, canceled. Major accounts, reassigned without explanation. Every success was met with silence. Why? Because narcissistic bosses view competence as a threat. And the most dangerous part, these bosses are masters at managing up. A 2020 study in the Academy of Management Journal found that narcissistic managers receive 12% higher performance ratings from their superiors, even as their team satisfaction scores collapse. Narcissistic personality disorder affects roughly 6.2% of the population, according to the National Institute of Mental Health. But here's the nuance. Workplace narcissism exists on a spectrum. Many leaders display narcissistic traits without having a clinical diagnosis. Dr. W. Keith Campbell from the University of Georgia breaks it down into 3 components: grandiose self-view, exploitative behavior, excessive need for admiration.
fMRI studies show that narcissistic individuals have reduced gray matter in areas of the brain linked to empathy and emotional regulation. When you challenge a narcissistic boss, their brain literally interprets it as a threat to survival. The amygdala lights up, flooding the system with fight-or-flight hormones. Dr. Emma Sapala at Stanford describes this as fragile high self-esteem. They crave validation, but live in fear of being exposed. Gaslighting? That's not random either. Dr. Stephanie Sarkis's research shows it follows a three-stage cycle: idealization, devaluation, discard. Now let's talk about protection. 5 research-backed strategies you can start applying today. Strategy 1. The documentation shield. Everything in writing. Conversations, every request, all decisions. Don't tell them you're documenting. Narcissistic bosses see that as a challenge and escalate. Use subtle follow-ups. Thanks for the meeting today. Just to confirm, you'd like me to focus on X by Friday, correct? This creates a quiet paper trail that can protect you. Strategy 2. The gray rock method. Stay neutral. Short, professional responses, no emotions. When they seek drama, you give them nothing. Dr. Albert Bernstein calls this emotional aikido, redirecting their energy without feeding it. Strategy 3. Strategic alliance building. Never stand alone. Build relationships with respected colleagues. Dr. Robert Hare's research shows narcissists isolate targets to control narrative. Don't let that happen. Strategy 4. The information diet. Share less, especially about your personal life. Weekend plans, frustrations, career aspirations, all of it can and will be used as leverage. Sometimes the only way to win is to walk away, but do it strategically. Dr. Christine Porath's research shows employees leaving toxic environments see measurable improvements in mental health within 90 days. Plan your exit quietly, secure references, and line up your next opportunity first. Conclusion. You are not powerless. Every strategy here is backed by research and tested in real workplaces. The key insight? Narcissistic behavior is predictable. Once you understand the patterns, you can navigate strategically instead of emotionally. Remember Sarah? She documented everything, built alliances, and ultimately landed a better role in a healthier company. She didn't just survive, she turned the experience into career growth. Your action step for this week: start documenting. Even if things seem manageable now, create that paper trail. And one more thing, those 3 a.m. doubts you've been having, they're not irrational. Your mental health and career are worth protecting.
If this video gave you clarity, hit that like button. It helps this content reach someone who needs it. Subscribe for more evidence-based workplace psychology, because knowledge is protection, strategy is power, and now you have both.